Okay, good morning. This is Miss Grace, and we are working in the remote learning packet. The next thing we're going to be working on is text structure, the sequence. Biographies, most biographies, not all, but most, are told in time order. First things first, second things second, third things third. So when you're reading the story, what you want to be aware of is what is first? How did it begin? Where did they start? All right? So it says number the events into the correct order. Then give the key words from the sentence that helps you to order the events. The first one has been done for you. So on this side, you're going to put this where the event happens in the sequence. The first one done is down here, number 1. The Beatles performed for hours and hours for very little pay. The clue words or the key words that tell you that are in their early days. How I would do this is I would go back and either read the story or listen to it again and start thinking about which one of these comes next. So let's take a look at the sequence of events and try to think about where this would fall in the time order. All right, so the Beatles tried to make a good impression with their new producer, but it wasn't easy. Please Please Me went to number 1 on the charts in England. The Beatles' manager burst into their room to tell them their song, I Want to Hold Your Hand, had reached number 1 in America. The Beatles performed for hours and hours for very little pay. The Fab Four flew to New York and performed on The Ed Sullivan Show. It became the most watched show in history. People started listening to Love Me Do. Now, obviously, this isn't everything in the whole story. So you want to, like I said, you want to go back. You want to reread the story or listen to it again, and you want to think about what is the sequence? How did this happen? You want to also be aware of keywords or key phrases, like in their early days, in the meanwhile, after they did something. All right, so you're looking for things that tell you time. Before, after, meanwhile, a week after, 2 days later, any of those kinds of phrases are going to tell you time, sequence, and that's what you want to be looking for. All right? So, good luck with this. It is not as hard as you might think, but I would go back and I would reread the story with this in mind. Okay? Remember, you can circle phrases in your book. You can write out in the margins and put notes out in the margins. So I would do that. Okay? Good luck with this.